let's get to this thing that I saw yesterday. So yesterday, as we're dual screening there at Chrysler Center, I'm trying to keep track of everything that's going on. The Detroit Pistons are playing the Atlanta Hawks. And the Detroit Pistons are at home against the Atlanta Hawks. The Detroit Pistons are 2-9 going into this game. The Atlanta Hawks are 5-4. And the Atlanta Hawks are going to be without their best player, or franchise piece, I should say, in Trae Young. The Detroit Pistons went ahead and lost that game last night, 126-120. The Detroit Pistons got 22 points and 11 rebounds from Marvin Bagley. That was good. Asar Thompson was absolutely sensational. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, only 2 turnovers, 9 of 12 from the field. He was sensational. That's a career best number. Isaiah Stewart, 10 points and 1 rebound. Not enough in the rebound category. He did have a block, no assists, no steals, no nothing. 4 of 9 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. That's too much for me. Cade Cunningham was 4 of 14 from the field, finished with 9 points, 3 rebounds, 12 assists, and 6 turnovers. Damn near went for a 5x5. Killian Hayes was 3 of 8 from the field in 23 minutes, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. So Killian plays 23 minutes. Kevin Knox plays 29 minutes. James Wiseman was your reserve center because no Jalen Duren with the ankle. Jaden Ivey played 21 minutes, 4 of 7 from the field, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. That's a really good game from Jaden Ivey because that's exactly what we need when it comes to, the trying to build his confidence for him to be what we think that he could be. And when you don't have Trae Young here in this game, you have to win this game. You absolutely have to. There is no... The Pistons have now played 4 different teams where guys have not had their premier player on the floor. The Detroit Pistons, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to turn back the clock. Do you remember when we traded Saddiq Bey? Do you remember when we did that? We traded Saddiq Bey, and it happened on February 16th of 2023. I didn't realize this until I saw this from, what was his name? Terrell Insider. And Terrell Insider put this on my radar, so I went back to look it up to make sure that this was true. Since February 16th of last year, 2023, the Detroit Pistons have won 4 games in total. 4. Since they traded Saddiq Bey on February 16th of 2023, the Detroit Pistons have found a way to lose 30 out of 34 games. Bey came over for Wiseman on February 16th. That is not incorrect. That is not incorrect. The Pistons are 4-30 since winning this. Now, what can we use as a comparative here to try to figure out how bad the Pistons are? They're 2-10. They played a couple more games than Washington. Washington stinks too. The Hornets stink. Washington's 2-8. Charlotte is 3-7. Chicago is 4-7, looking to trade Zach LaVine. Cleveland is 4-6. And then 500 right now are the New York Knicks and everybody else in the Eastern Conference. And those are your top 10 teams because remember, we have to have that play-in tournament along with the in-season tournament. The Pistons are so bad right now, they should be kicked out of this in-season tournament, which I don't believe in the hype around this. You're not playing anybody any different. The floor is different. You might wear an alternate jersey. The whole thing is a sham to me. And Ryan on the screen today has at the bottom, near the bottom of the screen on the rundown on the right-hand side, where is your breaking point with the Detroit Pistons? I love professional basketball. I love the NBA. I love the Detroit Pistons. I have met my match here with my ability to try to stay at all positive about this franchise. Because I think you need to look at a team like Oklahoma City, who right now is 7-4 and in 5th place with a 2-game lead over Sacramento. And then I think you need to look at Orlando, who is in 8th place right now at an even 500. I'm not asking for them to be the number one team in the Eastern Conference. That's the Philadelphia 76ers. It's the Philadelphia 76ers. With one of the better scoring defenses and a top-tier scoring offense in the Eastern Conference. That's funny because they let go of James Harden, and by the way, the Clippers have lost 6 in a row. So just keeping tabs on that, James Harden. They played their best game to date, but they're not, they stink. I'm not asking them to be the Miami Heat, who have won 6 in a row. I'm looking at Orlando, and I'm looking at Oklahoma City. You could also look at Sacramento, but Sacramento's made so many moves. There might be a year ahead. Maybe. That's who I'm looking to as a comparative. We are awful. And the funny thing about it is our point differential is only, minus 4.6 points per game on average, which isn't terrible. That's really not. You got teams that are 6.3 and 13.5, 7.4, 7.2, 6.9. The Miami Heat right now, their average margin in point differential is negative 0.2 points, but they're still 7-4. They score 109.6. They give up 109.8 on average. I am disgusted with this team. And it hurts my feelings to say that because I don't want to say that. I don't want to say this doesn't work. But the big thing that tipped it off for me is Tyrese Halliburton. Can't go a Pistons segment without talking about him. Guy's got something like 35 assists in 2 games. 35 in 2 games. Made 6 threes in the first half last night. Tyrese Halliburton. Killian Hayes is not a starter in the NBA. I don't know how many times I got to say it. I'm going to have to say it till I'm blue in the face. I don't care what the idea is behind him. I don't care who. Troy Weaver's job is already on the line, ladies and gentlemen. It's already on the line. It does not matter if Killian Hayes starts or not. The best move they can make is move him to the bench. That's what it is. 20 minutes off the bench. Why there is a refusal to do this, I have no idea, but it makes me angry. It makes me legitimately angry that this isn't happening. And as I said last night on Twitter, you want a real fact here? Tyrese Halliburton has more assists in the last 2 nights than some people will have in a month. In a month. That's a fact. And after a 2-1 start to the season with a tough loss on the road to Miami, we can't do anything but not take care of the basketball. That's all we can do. All we can do is turn the basketball over. It doesn't matter. We can't shoot it we can't shoot it well enough. We don't defend well enough. And I love what Monty Williams said. Monty Williams said, just stop talking about them being young. Please stop. And I love that. I think Monty Williams is legitimately mad. I honestly do. Because this team doesn't know how to win. They've only won 4 games in their last 34. They've only won 4 games since February of last year. At some point, something's got to give. Something has got to give. 17 turnovers in the ball game last night, 6 of which from Cade Cunningham. I like Cade a lot. I don't know why these turnovers are happening the way that they are. But he averages about 5 turnovers a game. You have to stop. You have to be better. Like there's I don't care if you score 20 points when you give it up 6 times a night. Like, quit it. 6 last night. Won the game before then. Then 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6. 7, 6, 5, 3. Those are all the different numbers of turnovers he's had in every game this season. He's had more games with 6+ turnovers than he has with games of 3 or less. Stop turning the ball over. Troy Weaver had to trade away Sadiq Bey. Isaiah Stewart is Isaiah Stewart, probably overvalued here. Jalen Duren is a nice selection. Asar Thompson is the real deal. Killian's a bust. What are we doing? Honestly, what's the direction of the franchise right now? This is supposed to be a happy time for me. Happy time for me. And under Troy Weaver's direction, the Pistons' record is 62-186, a 25% winning percentage. Thank you for that stat, Ryan. Don't forget these facts. Oklahoma City also has about 20 first-round picks. How many does Weaver have? I'll wait. I love your honesty on the Pistons. Finally, some good honesty. It's not even honesty. I've just reached my breaking point. My water is boiling over now. Because you cannot play teams like New Orleans, who doesn't suit up Zion, like Phoenix, who doesn't suit up Devin Booker, like Milwaukee, when Giannis gets kicked out of the game, like Atlanta, where there's no Trae Young. What are we doing? Who is in charge here? Like, I don't want to hear any more of this time. This restoration, we're going to have to go through this again. I'm telling you, folks. I mean, they paid Monty. Monty's the guy. I believe in Monty Williams. Like, at least he has more passion than Dwayne Casey. I don't think that he did anything for this organization. I didn't like that hire when they made it. I didn't like that hire while we were going through it. I didn't like anything about that. He's a nice guy. Nothing against him. Did not like that at all as a coach. Didn't. Cade is a bum. That's from Freddie. Well, I'm not going to call Cade a bum, but he most definitely needs to stop turning the ball over. Like, he's averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 7.3 assists right now in the month of November. The problem is you can average 7 assists, but if you're averaging 5 turnovers, that assist-to-turnover margin ain't doing a whole lot. I mean, last night, his true shooting percentage is like 0.2%. 0.2% higher than Killian Hayes's right now. Small sample size, but that's what we're looking at. We're looking at roughly 40% true shooting. This is a disaster. And the good news is I'll be able to get tickets for cheap here because they are taking all the momentum that they had and they are blowing it out of the water. Do I believe Jaden Ivey was legitimately sick? Yes. Did I make a joke on the internet that people are like, I can't believe you'd say that? Like, yeah, give him some quality minutes and 2 starts and he'll be just fine. Like, it was a joke. I don't believe they should trade Jaden Ivey. I don't think you give up on him that fast. Not with that athleticism. No way. Not if you got to sit here and watch Killian Hayes every flipping night of the week. We're not giving up on Jaden Ivey that quick. I don't care if Killian Hayes is the best defender to ever walk on the planet. Get him off the team! Every single night, it's the same thing. And guess what? The same thing ain't working. It doesn't work. You have yet to win a game in November. It's the 15th day of November today. You are 0-8 this month. You could go an entire month without winning. Because, well, just keep doing the same thing. Seems to be working out. Maybe change the starting lineup. Maybe. Maybe go get a scorer. I don't know. Trade for Zach LaVine, I guess. What does it do for you? I don't know what it does for you. I don't know. Would you be happy with 30 wins? Does that make you feel better? 30 wins? Not asking you to get to 500. I'm just asking you to suck less. Okay? I'm asking you to suck less. I'm asking for a 30-52 final record. 30 wins. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not like this. No way. No way. It's never going to happen. It is absolutely infuriating. Like, this is, I'm walking in and putting my hand through the whiteboard. That's what's going on here. Like, the clipboard is going over the knee. And if I'm Monty, I'm going upstairs and saying, look, this is hey, you got to do something. You have to. Troy, you got to do something. Hey, Troy Weaver, like, restoration, it's a wrap, man. It's over. Writing's on the wall. There's no way this continues. No way. He's done. Cooked. And if people don't realize that that's what's happening, that's what's happening. So if everybody needs me to come down to Little Caesars and tell everybody, hey, everybody's about to get fired, I'm happy to do it.